Hey everybody, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the Roush R2650 705 horsepower supercharger phase 1 kit fitting 2021 to 2023 5-liter F-150s without Pro Power on board. Just a quick note on fitment here before we dive in too deep. This kit as it comes, and as you see, this one in particular is not going to work with trucks equipped with the Pro Power onboard system. However, if your truck does have that, there is an adapter kit that can be sold separately that you can use to get this bolted onto your F-150, and there is a kit that includes all the things that you need for a Pro Power onboard equipped truck. And of course, all that is available on our site as well, so if those happen to apply to you, go check those out. If you're after big power with your truck and you want to make that power reliably and easily, Roush has your answer with their R2650 Stage 1 kit. This is an all-inclusive kit that's going to give you everything you need to get your truck up and running properly and have it easily hit that 700 crank horsepower mark. Even if you're not a Ford person at heart, you know the name Roush. Jack Roush and his company have been making Fords go fast for a long time, and this kit that we have in front of us here today is just the latest iteration that's going to put some serious firepower under the hood of Coyote-powered F-150s. We see a lot of go fast bits on the market, but very few kits come as complete as this one. And when I say it's complete, I mean that entirely. What I have here on the table is just a fraction of what is included. You get quite literally everything you need to get this installed on your truck, save for the truck and the engine itself. Now at the heart of the kit is of course the TVS R2650 supercharger. This is a 2.65 liter displacement Roots type blower. So this is what is called a positive displacement supercharger, and hopefully you'll be able to see it here. This uses twin 4-lobe rotors inside, which each feature 170-degree twists. Now, if you're familiar with these sorts of things, adding a 4th lobe to the traditional 60-degree twin screw design brings quite a few benefits. Number one, you get greater thermal efficiency, plus you get higher capacity, faster operating speeds, smoother airflow, and improved noise, vibration, and harshness. Now, what does all that mean for you? Well, it means not only more efficient, quieter operation, but most importantly, more power. 705 horsepower at the crank in this case with this kit, and it's going to translate to around 564 horsepower and 508 pound-feet of torque at the wheels, again factoring in the 20% drivetrain losses. And while we're not dyno testing this one this time around, we've used a few of these Roush superchargers on project cars in the past, including one for our Project Smoke show, and having driven that truck, oh boy, let me tell you, that thing absolutely moves. And because this is a Roots type charger as well, you can hopefully hear a little bit of it here. You're gonna get that characteristic whine because of all the gear-driven stuff at the back here for those lobes. So this thing is gonna absolutely scream. It's gonna have a nice, real tenor yowl on top of the Coyote's baritone rumble. Now there's a lot of other pieces in this kit as well. You get a new closed box Roush intake with a larger high flow filter right here, new fuel rails, a new low temp high flow radiator, plus other important pieces such as a brand new intake plenum with an integrated intercooler in here. You also get a new set of upgraded spark plugs to make sure that everything is gonna run properly once you've got it buttoned back up. Now all of these parts are designed for this supercharged or boosted applications. They're gonna help avoid any pre-ignition or detonation and any heat soak issues. So it's gonna make sure that your 5.0 is not only able to get that power put down, but it's gonna do it reliably and have the fuel and air that it needs to do it constantly. Also included in this kit is a new billet aluminum viscous crankshaft damper to ensure that your engine is gonna stay together and it's gonna hold up to the added stress of having that supercharger running off of it. Since of course this is belt driven, so it's gonna take the power from the crank pulley. Now perhaps most importantly, this kit also comes with a new Roush performance calibration. Now this is gonna do a few things. First, of course, it's gonna make sure that all your engine parameters are adjusted to not only make more power, but again, to make it reliably. And if anybody can do that properly, rest assured, it's Roush. Now the calibration is optimized for 93 octane fuel, but your truck will be able to run perfectly fine on 91 octane if that's more readily available where you live. This tune is also going to retain all of your factory driving modes, so your truck is going to function exactly like it did normally, just with a lot of extra oomph. The only thing that will not be functional after installing the calibration is cylinder deactivation, as the tune turns that off permanently. But we're gunning for big power here, so if you're watching this video, I'd be willing to bet that fuel economy is not high on your list of priorities. Plus, who really cares about fuel economy when it sounds this good? As you've probably already put together by this point in the video, this is an excellent setup, and build quality is second to none. There's a reason that Roush branded products are often installed by Ford dealerships on brand new vehicles, and having this on the table here, it's easy to see why. Roush tests this stuff to the extreme. They tested the supercharger in this entire kit in a negative 20 Fahrenheit cold chamber to assess not only how the engines will cold start and how the supercharger components perform at that temperature, but also just how reliable it's going to be. So you can be sure that even if you live in the Arctic tundra and you slap this thing on there, it's going to run and perform just like your stock F-150. In that development phase too, they also completed over 900 hours of durability and dyno testing to again ensure that the supercharger and all the associated components can perform just like stock parts and last the life of your truck. That crank damper we were talking about earlier is made from billet aluminum with a viscous coupling, one of the nicest looking parts of the entire kit. It's a shame that you're not going to see it once it's on the truck. And all that is not an inexpensive way to make a crank damper. If they're going to do it, they did it right, and this certainly shows it. The supercharger itself is also a really nice piece. This thing is super hefty, which is why I'm not lifting it up all the time. This is all billet and steel, and it's got a nice powder-coated black cover on top. The intake is your typical sealed box Roush intake with a high flow conical filter, and that low temp radiator that you see right here to my left is 107% bigger than the previous iteration, meaning that you get more flow and cooler temps. Plus, again, you've got that brand new intake plenum with the intercooler included inside of it, all the seals, and all of the other bits that you need to make this happen. And when I say all of it, I mean everything. You've got pulleys, you've got your idler pulley, you've got a new belt to account for the supercharger, plus all the fuel rail lines and all the air hose and PCV lines that you're gonna need to make this work. But the best part overall is that if you have this installed by an ASE certified technician, it comes back with a 3-year, 36,000 mile powertrain warranty. So even if your truck is still covered under the factory warranty right now, you're not gonna have to worry about completely losing coverage by bolting this on. Roush is gonna have your back on it. As you might expect, pricing is not for the faint of heart when it comes to any of these kits. This one is gonna run you about $9,000, and of course, that is a lot of coin. However, you are getting, again, a ton of good stuff for your money here. You've got a lot of solid research and development, and if you want solid, reliable power gains, this is the way to make it happen. In all actuality, this kit actually is gonna cost you a bit less than some of the other supercharger kits on the market, and it's gonna make similar power. And with all the stuff that you need to get it done already included, plus that warranty, if you want the power and you've got the cash, this is a great buy. Installation is going to get a 3 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and it's going to take even an experienced wrencher the better part of a weekend to complete. And while yes, you can do this at home in your garage, there is a lot of disassembly and a lot of reassembly to do. Again, there's a lot of small little components that Roush includes with this kit, which is great to see, but it's a lot to do. And as we discussed a few moments ago, if you go with that professional installation, you get the warranty coverage. You won't get that if you install this yourself. So for that reason, I would highly recommend professional installation. We're also happy to help you out with that. You can click the box on our website when you look for this part, and you can select professional installation. We'll help set you up with a local shop in your area that's gonna install this at a set price, so it removes a lot of the guesswork. That's gonna wrap it up here for our review of the Roush R2650 705 horsepower supercharger phase 1 kit fitting 2021 to 2023 5-liter F-150s without Pro Power on board. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, for all things F-150, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.